All right. What is up, Bengals fans? Welcome in to another Who Dey and Houses edition. It's Eric from Team Sztanyo. Just got a haircut. Great clips. This is the back to reality edition as the Bengals lose 34-31, I think the final score was. And to the New York Jets, the 1-5 New York Jets, who put us in our place. And I've been thinking about it. I know I'm a little late in getting this video out. I didn't get it out Monday or Tuesday, so there's been plenty of commentary. People are probably tired of talking about the Jets game. I understand that. But, hey, I got to be faithful to my few fans out there. Kat Hansen, shout out. What's up? And give you a few thoughts, because the thought I had this week was we were riding a little high. Yeah, Ryan, it was rough to watch. We were riding a little high, I think, as Bengals fans. We started getting the national pub. Bengals social media, makes a joke with CJ Uzama and people, hey, you don't know our names, but now you're going to. And it was fun. I mean, we were all feeling great last week, but to be honest, I think if you're a true Bengals fan, you didn't know how to handle last week. Thanks, Ryan. Hope you're doing well, too. And we were like, how did we just beat the Ravens by like 20 in their place? We're in first place in the AFC. Like, we're the number one seed. I think we all didn't know how to handle it. And we wanted to believe that this team is completely different. And, is Joe Burrow, and I think they are different. But, hey, that number one seed went by quickly. It's a classic trap game. We wanted to think they weren't going to lose that trap game. And when they went up 11 with 7 minutes left, you really thought they weren't going to lose that trap game? I didn't actually watch the game live again. We had a church meeting in the afternoon, and then we had like a trunk or treat thing with our church. But I was watching, listening a little bit, in and out the first half, second half. I think they scored that touchdown and went up 11 right when we kind of turned it off and were at the event. And so I was like, oh, game over. Like, fourth quarter, 2-score lead. We're in good shape. And then so I went back home that night. All right, here's my weekly NFL Game Pass rant. The same stinking thing happened this week as did last week when I went to start. I wanted to start to watch the game from the start. The first time it hit like a timeout, I hit the 30-second fast forward button, and I was like 4 minutes into the replay, and it jumped to 1:53 left in the game again. And the score was on the screen, and the Jets were up. So A, I was mad that it jumped again because the product jumped again, and B, I was like, how the heck did we? What? Like, how did we lose? I was honestly, in the end, I was kind of happy that I didn't stay up for another like 2+ hours to watch them blow that lead. I could just watch them blow it and go to bed. And I went back and watched the condensed version later of just the plays. But man, the interception, the defense. I mean, we can talk a little bit about the defense because that's a bit worrisome. And if you have watched the Bengals in the past, we were all hyped that these young linebackers, I don't know. I think it's a little bit of both. There was some bad tackling. I think the stat was like they had 250+ yards after the catch or something like that. The Jets did, which is not good. That is really bad. But the game plan by Anarumo just kind of left me scratching my head of like, you got a rookie quarterback and you're giving him everything underneath, like everything. Like, I'm fine with him trying to burn us deep. Why in the world would we give him everything underneath? It felt like it was coached poorly. There was some bad execution. I think the offense didn't play terribly, but there was definitely some missed opportunities. I mean, after the big one in particular, which I have not heard many people talk about this all week, was after Jesse Bates's interception, returned down on the 1 yard line. He we go four plays and don't get any points. That one hurt. And one thing I haven't heard anyone say this week, because we're all on the Chase hype, and rightly so, he's really good, but he dropped a touchdown pass. I mean, like right in his hands, dropped a touchdown pass. That was not good. It was the first time they took away, Chase in the game plan, and Boyd and Higgins did step up and have pretty good games, but not scoring on that fourth down, or on those from the 1 yard line, that was terrible. The interception late was obviously terrible, and that play call is also iffy. Like, all you got to do is run out the clock and punt, and you're still probably going to get a stop on defense and win the game, or at least you're just not going to have disaster. But the naked, fake pitch rollout, not block the defensive end, pretty risky call. So that stunk. Yeah, I mean, the game itself, I still feel like, I think it brought us back to reality. Here, my general thought on it is, like, this feels way more natural as a Bengals fan. Being the number one seed in the AFC and first place in the North didn't feel natural. It felt like we didn't know what to do with ourselves, right? We're like, this is the beginning. We're ahead of schedule, and we're going to go to the playoffs deep this year, and we're going to win 3 Super Bowls in a row. And, like, I think we got out in front of our skis a little bit there. And so, nice little dose of humble pie as a Bengals fan, which I think, like I said, is just, this is way more natural. This is what we're used to. We're used to getting our dreams and our hopes shattered. So, losing to a 1-5 Jets team when you're favored to win by 13.5 or something like that, you're like, yeah, I kind of expected that. That feels more normal than everything else we've seen this year. So we're 5-3. We've lost 3 winnable games to the Bears, Packers, and Jets, all by 3 points, I think. What happens this week is matters. This Browns game really matters. We'll see how they bounce back. I am concerned long term for the season of. Are we back? Yeah, I am concerned of offensive coordinators exploiting the underneath stuff. So it's the linebackers will need to play better. Anarumo is going to need to scheme that up a bit, better, and we'll need to see Von Bell, Mike Hilton kind of make more plays. Obviously, the Mike Hilton call was garbage, but game shouldn't have come down to that. No guarantee, even if we get the ball back, that we're going to go down and win. I mean, it would have been fun to watch. I like my chances, probably 50-50 in that point, maybe even better. But, no guarantees there. So I'm not too concerned about that call. We've gotten some calls that helped us, particularly in the Minnesota game this year. So I know this. I know that every time my friends and I have gotten together to watch a game, we're undefeated. Shout out Scott Duber. Shout out Aiden Palaka. And Brian Ramsetter. You're not going to watch this, but hey, we won with you. So hopefully we'll get together back this week and we'll see a Browns win. I think, to tie this into real estate, because it is a stretch for me to make these videos on a real estate channel. I honestly think the pullback, here's the transition. You ready for this? This is going to be good. The pullback from the Bengals from first place back to reality is a little bit like the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky real estate market right now, where prices were skyrocketing from May through July, but in August, September, October, we've seen pullback. We've seen buyers say, like, it's a little too high, I'm not going to do that. And we've seen houses sit for more than just the weekend. And if houses are out there for 2 weeks or more, buyers have an opportunity to actually put in an offer below ask price. It's amazing. So the real estate market has been cooling off a little bit. Still a seller's market. If you price it right and you have good condition, you're still going to get a good price for your home. It's just not as crazy super hot as it was this summer. What else in the Bengals game? Trying to think of other thoughts that matter. No trade made. That was a great transition. No trade made. Obviously, we need another pass rusher. We're hurting there. Hendrickson is good, but would have really helped to have Joseph Asai this year. So we're going to be hurting a little bit there. Our O-line depth is scary. Trey Hopkins, which every media guy loves Trey Hopkins, so they've been slow to bash him. I've noticed, like, he must be like, I think they just like him because he gives good interviews or something, and he's like an interesting person. But he is not having a good year. I just don't think he's healthy. But even before that, it's not like he was rising, and not like he was a great center. So he's struggling. Jackson Carman got hurt. So I mean, we do poorly against defensive lines that are strong up the middle. The Bears, and in this game with the Jets, who they got some dudes up the middle, and Spain has played well, but Hopkins in that right guard spot has been, that's our iffiest spot. So where does that put us on the year? Last week we were flying high. I think we were like, oh man, we're going to make a serious run. We've got the AFC. I think we're still a playoff team, but it really comes down to these division games. If we could get a home playoff win, I think this team will make the playoffs and may win a playoff game. I think that's about right. I think that's where we're at. If we could get a one, and the AFC is open. I mean, no one's dominating right now. I thought the Chiefs would be dominating, and we did beat the Ravens by 20. Now, that was a game until that Chase breakaway touchdown. So even though we smoked the Ravens, I still think the Ravens are really, really good. And I think they're going to give us a game when they come to our place later in the year. I think they'll be there at the end. And don't look now, but the Steelers keep winning, and we play them when you put Watt. I was going to say J.J. Watt, but T.J. Watt? T.J. Watt back on that line, and that's a different ball game. So, because that's the Bengals' weakness is our interior offensive line. That's something we got to plug for next year. Or Carmen may ascend, but we could use maybe a center, or we could use some more O-line help. That's for sure. And we could use another pass rusher, and we could use a corner. Then I'm feeling good about next year. So this year is, I think, enjoy the wins as they come. Enjoy the good play of Burrow. The other thing I think we're seeing, the chemistry has been great, and I think that's a big deal, but I think we are seeing pretty good coaching out of Taylor. There's a few things. Every coach is going to make some things that you question, but I feel like he's also hitting his stride. So I think it'll be fun. I don't think these are Steelers old. Yeah, I think we can sweep them as well. Like, Ben is a shell of himself, but I'm just saying it might not be a 2-score victory when Watt is playing. Maybe it will at our home, but they're not the same Steelers as old. But it's a crowded bunch in the AFC right now. So there is still. We'll see. We'll see how we bounce back. I think this is a big week. You feel a lot differently at 6-3 than you do at 5-4 and 2 losses going into the bye. So this is a big game. You win this game, you go up. You're undefeated in the division. You set yourself up on a great path. You got a lot of home games coming down the stretch, and I like our chances. I mean, we got Joe Burrow. You like your chances as long as that guy's on the field. You kind of like your chances. So, all right, guys, I have to go to renew my wife's van tags right now at the DMV here in Campbell County. And then I'm going to get in the office and got a couple appointments this afternoon. I hope you're having a great Wednesday. And continue to enjoy this Bengals season because it's been a fun one. So we'll talk to you all later.